Jacobson.
And Pam Lathrop.
And this is the September edition of the Beloit Today Show. Today, Pam and I are at Parker Bluff. This is the atrium on the second floor of the large unit off of Portland Avenue, and it's we can't wait to see what it looks like inside.
It's just beautiful here. This is a great view. We already decided this would be a great place to watch the fireworks next year.
Yes, absolutely. We might stop by.
Yes, just a little.
So, Pam, who are you interviewing this afternoon?
Well, I'm going to be interviewing Dave Garner, and we are going to be talking about the carbon monoxide detectors that we are all required to have in our homes.
Yes, very important. What do they call it? The silent killer. I have some in my home, which I've set off with cleaning supplies, but good to know. Good to know either way. Combustion apparently causes them to go off. So maybe Dave could tell you a little bit more about that.
Yeah, good idea. And who are you interviewing?
And then I will interview John Calkertz, two of my favorite people to interview, Kathy and John. And John's going to tell us more about the senior fair. Every year, the Senior Center hosts a senior fair, and it's always very exciting. They get tons and tons of sponsors. I don't know how he pulls it off, but he always has a lot to say.
And, I think this is their 25th year. So it's a big year.
It is a big year, and I'm sure John will tell us all about it.
Probably.
So I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll go on to tour Parker Bluff. Hi, I'm here with Kathy Pollard. She's a director of the Beloit Housing Authority, and about 6 months ago, we were in a similar location up here on Parker Bluff, and at the time, it was extremely cold.
Very cold.
And it was right before, actually, these buildings started being built. And so at the time, Kathy was showing us some of the older one-story units that are off of Portland Avenue, and now we're here and Parker Bluff is built. And so behind us, you can see some units, and then we're standing actually behind the larger unit. Kathy, can you tell us a little bit about the differences? So I see there's a fence and there's two different units.
Right, on the site right now, what we see behind us here is our 2-bedroom townhomes for families. We actually have 9 brand new townhomes newly constructed here, one being totally handicapped accessible. Currently, all of them are occupied. We actually occupied these buildings on June 30th. We moved 9 tenants in on one day. People were really happy to get in here, and so it was a pretty easy move.
Mm-hmm. And then these units are the ones that you can see that their garage is off of 5th Street, correct?
Right. These are the ones that are actually 3 levels. The garages are at the ground level, and then they're 2 stories high. And you can see also that we have installed a playground behind us for the children here and a fence. And the reason we have the fence here is because on site we have our family units on the 5th Street side, and on the Portland we have 41 elderly and disabled units. Mm-hmm.
Just to give them a little bit of separation from the rambunctious children.
Right.
Now, on this side, this is a huge building. You'll see it. There's a beautiful entryway, and today they're actually planting. I see plantings being put in, and I saw people moving in. So these buildings are being occupied as well, or this one building, and you said there's 42 units?
There's 41 units here. We have 2-bedroom units on site, and then we have 39 1-bedroom with den units. Our 2-bedroom units we put in because some of our elderly who have caretakers that have to come in and spend the night, we were having problems with our 350 square foot units having room for caretakers to come in. So now that we have increased to approximately 900 square feet per unit, we also included that den area in case they need caretakers to come in.
And on that show from about 6 months ago, they got some footage of those small units. 350 square feet is pretty small.
That's very small.
And Kathy was telling us before we started the interview that a lot of the people are moving in now because this project is moving. They're going to demo those old buildings.
Right. We currently have 4 of the buildings of the 10 original buildings still on site. And we have housed our elderly in those buildings until we could get this building able to have them move in. So they're moving in now, and next week demolition will start on the remaining 4 buildings.
So it's been busy over here the last 6 months.
It's very busy. And even with all of the construction still going on, we're going to have our open house on the 5th of September next week from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. And so you can come over and you can even see some of the construction still going on during our open house.
I think that this might run after that, but you're always welcome. Well, you'll be seeing footage in a minute where after this interview, we're going to get some film, and so maybe while we're being interviewed, they'll cut to that film. Now, tell us a little bit about the inside. I know at the buildings that we did on Pool Court that they're built of hardy materials, and they're made for, sort of a lot of usage, and there's energy efficiency. Can you talk about how sustainable these buildings are?
Sure. We did build to Wisconsin Energy Star qualifications. So all of our apartments currently have energy efficient appliances. We put in refrigerators, we put in stoves, we put in dishwashers. Everything is Wisconsin energy built. We currently have used most of the energy built products on our atrium, which you can't see above us here. But when we'll take the tour, hopefully we'll get to see some of that. We put in a beauty shop, a business center, an exercise room, and a beautiful gathering space here with a attached kitchen for our elderly and disabled.
And so they could have birthday parties or what they could meet for cards or whatever they want.
Absolutely, and we will also rent the space out to other agencies who need space for meetings in the area, and those monies that we use from renting it out will go back toward our tenant services.
Oh, well, that's great. So there's been lots of movement. Now, where do the people here park?
There's underground parking. We currently have 50 stalls of underground parking. So it's all secure. They will have a swipe card to use the underground parking. So staff and residents will be able to park underground here.
Because when I pulled up, I saw that there's some parking up on the first floor, but now that's where they can secure their cars, and it'll be nice in the winter.
Oh, absolutely. And once we remove the remaining 4 buildings, there'll also be another adjacent upper parking lot here for visitors. There'll be a circle drive and then another parking addition over here. But all of our residents will be parking underneath.
And if you're not familiar with where we are, this is Parker Bluff. It's off of 5th Street, and then this is actually off of Portland. You can pull in. It's just a little bit south of Portland. But the buildings, I don't think you can miss them if you ever come over the Portland Avenue Bridge. It's been nice to see them coming up. They look beautiful.
They are absolutely gorgeous. You can actually see them even looking from the east side over on the other side of the river. They are gorgeous.
And then can you also say, I know in the last interview, we're not actually increasing the number of total units that you have. Tell us how that works.
Okay, what we did, we have 131 units of public housing, and when we did the project, in order to do the new construction, of course, we removed the 41 units that were here to make this building, and we actually took 9 of our public housing units offline to build the newly constructed townhomes. So we're still at 131 units.
And one last thing, if people wanted to, if they're interested in public housing and want to know if they meet the qualifications, who do they call and where do they go? You guys are going to be moving back over here?
Right. Up until the first week of October, we will still be at 100 State Street. After that, we will be at the new address of 210 Portland Avenue, which is the administration building here that's right on site.
And that's where they can find out all the information they need?
Absolutely. And if you'd like to call, the number to the Housing Authority is 364-8740.
I'm here at fire headquarters with Dave Garner, who is a fire inspector for the city of Beloit. Thanks for being on the show with us, Dave.
You're welcome.
Dave is here today to talk about carbon monoxide detectors. This is a Wisconsin state law that 1 and 2 unit dwellings are required to have carbon monoxide detectors?
That's correct. That's a new law with the state. They've had a law with commercial buildings prior to this, but now they've added 1 and 2 family dwellings.
Mm-hmm. And I think the city of Beloit has adopted a new municipal code to cover the inspection of dwellings with carbon monoxide detectors, right?
That's right, yeah. The state law didn't give us any compliance options. It was pretty much suggested that everybody had detectors, and now that we have an ordinance, it'll be the law that we'll look for.
So we just kind of put a little bit of teeth into it, although we are backing up an existing Wisconsin state law.
Right.
And really, what is the purpose of a carbon monoxide detector? Can you explain why it's so important?
Well, carbon monoxide is a killer. It doesn't have any color, doesn't have any odor, so you don't know you're surrounded by carbon monoxide, and the only way to know is with a detector. So early detection prevents a lot of illnesses, a lot of deaths. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're looking for. We want to prevent those kind of things. So any family residence that has a fuel burning appliance in it is required to have a detector. Now, if you had all electrical appliances, including your furnace, your water heater, etc., then you wouldn't need one. But any residence with a fuel burning appliance or an attached garage, because you can pull your car into your garage and you get carbon monoxide from your exhaust. So that's what's required.
Is there a certain position in the home that the carbon monoxide detectors should be located?
Well, you want early warning. If we want them within 15 feet of a bedroom, the detector within 15 feet of any bedroom in the home. That way, if you're sleeping, that detector will wake you up and alert you that way. Within the entrance of the garage area, so you'd want it inside the home, close to the entrance to the garage, or down the basement where your fuel burning furnace would be located. So you'd want a detector there.
Okay. Well, what happens if your detector goes off? What does the person do?
Well, it depends on your detector. You may be able to tell why it's going off. If it's a chirp, like smoke detectors have a chirp that indicates a low battery. But if it's a constant tone, then it's detecting carbon monoxide, and you're going to want to get out of the home and call the fire department. Especially if you have anybody with illnesses, we definitely want to call us, and we'll take care of anybody that may be ill from carbon monoxide, and we'll call Alliant Energy to come and test the house for CO.
Oh, okay. So the fire department doesn't actually test the home then? Alliant tests the home?
We do have meters, but we're not calibrated as often as Alliant is, so theirs are much more accurate. And they're able to do something to mitigate whatever's providing the CO for the home, so they can fix the appliance, whatever it might be.
Okay. And I understand that there are some units that would detect smoke as well as carbon monoxide.
They make dual detectors, yeah. And these all should be installed according to the manufacturer's recommendations. So look at the recommendation of the manufacturer that you bought it from.
And I don't think they're hard to install, are they? I think you just plug them in?
Well, you can just plug in CO detectors, yeah.
Okay.
Smoke detectors have to be mounted in higher levels. CO detectors can be mounted low and plugged right into a receptacle.
Okay. And I understand that there's a website that people can go to see some sort of a PowerPoint presentation on the importance of these alarms.
Yeah, the state of Wisconsin Safety and Buildings Division has a PowerPoint presentation, so if you go to their website, you can get to it.
Okay, and it does indicate where the rules apply, where you should mount this, but to put this in a nutshell, it's just, it's important to have, and people in 1 and 2 unit dwellings should definitely make sure that they get these installed.
That's correct, yep.
And the upshot is that, it's a new part of the municipal code, and you could face a fine, right?
That's possible, yeah. We're not out there to try and find people. We want to protect people. So
Right.
we'll probably just warn you first. But
Okay.
we want those detectors up there.
Okay, so if your alarm happens to go off, please call 911. Don't mess around unless it's chirping. It could just be a battery, but the fire department will certainly help you through all that.
You bet we will.
Thank you, Dave.
Hi, I'm here with John Calcourts, one of our favorite interviewees, and he's going to talk to us about the Recycled Teenager Fair.
Oh, I'll tell you, it's the Beloit Senior Fair. Would you believe we've been doing it for 25 years?
And how many years have you been helping out?
Well, I'm the new kid on the block. I've only been doing it for 24 years. But let me give credit to one of our committee members who's been with us from day one.
Really?
Linda Dalton. She's from the Beloit Health Department initially. And back in the 70s, Claudette Cummings, the health department director, said, gee, let's do something more than flu shots. So they decided to do a fair. And they incorporated education programs, healthcare screenings, and all these other things. And from there, it's just blossomed,
I understand it's a very busy day. Now, when is it? When is it, and what time and where?
Well, it's going to be on Tuesday, October 2nd, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Central Christian Church, which is located at 2460 Milwaukee Road.
And anyone who is a senior or a recycled teenager can attend?
All the recycled teenagers are invited, but it's for everybody, because at the senior fair, we're going to be doing a lot of different things besides flu shots. At one time, the senior fair used to give out over 1,200 flu shots at one time. Now, the emphasis is on other things like education programs, healthcare screenings. And so, again, it's a really exciting time. And we got, right now, I think we'll have 70 exhibitors.
That's a lot of exhibitors. I heard about it last year, and there's always an excellent turnout. And it's not, I mean, there's education, there's programming, there's flu shots, and it looks like you having two bands playing?
Yeah, well, we're going to have Bill Stevens. He's going to be playing from 10 a.m. to noon, and then John Solis will be from 12 noon to 2 p.m. So we're going to have music at the senior fair. They're going to be in the area by the cafeteria. For those that come hungry, Central Christian Church will have a delightful meal to serve. So they could do that for purchase. And so, yes, there will be food there. But also, we're going to be giving out $750 cash.
Okay.
$25, 25 individuals will get $25 cash. This is our 25th annual. And we're also going to be giving out 2 shingle shots, which is not covered under Medicare, and normally they're over $200 some each. And so one man and one woman will be able to win those shingle shots.
And just to be clear, you have sponsors for this, so this isn't taxpayer dollars being given away.
Thank you very much for that. I'm glad you clarified that. We have the Beloit Health Systems, the Highview in the Woodlands, and Home Care Pharmacy. I must say that Home Care Pharmacy has been with us many, many years. They're supplying also at the senior fair wheelchairs for those that need assistance to get around. So Home Care has been with us forever. And again, we support, well, it's solely supported by the exhibitors and by our sponsors. This is not through taxpayer dollars. I just want to make clear.
And for those that have a hard time getting there, I see that there's free bus rides by Beloit Transit.
Yeah, Beloit Transit will be under normal route, taking people there and dropping them off in front of the church, so they do not have to walk from the street. They'll also pick them up right there. So that'll be that day, October 2nd at Central Christian Church.
And I know that we have a prescription drug drop box at the police department that's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But for anyone that attends the senior fair, they can also bring their their expired prescriptions, or even prescriptions that they're not using anymore, and drop them off on that day?
Yes, we are encouraging people to bring their outdated and unused prescription drugs. Also, pet medications. People don't realize how many people have pet medications. We do accept that. Last year we collected over 300 pounds of medications. Do you know how many itsy bitsy pills that you have to collect to get over 300 pounds?
That's a lot.
Yeah, a lot of medications. But again, we're going to be having the flu shots, the pneumonia shots, Tdap, which is the tetanus, diphtheria, what was it? Well, we're going to have Tdap shots, Tdap. And so what I'm saying is, for those that want to purchase these different shots, it's going to be $25 for the flu shot, $50 for the pneumonia shot. I think it's $15 for the Tdap, but also it's free of charge with the Medicare card.
That's excellent. And I do know that the whooping cough
Yes.
is also included in the tetanus shot, and that's been pretty prominent in Wisconsin and Rock County. So if you do think that you need it, make sure you check your records and get that done as well. Now, is it free, or how do you just show up?
Just show up. There's going to be a registration for the flu shots, because they have to bring their Medicare card if they want to get a free flu shot. So basically, please remember to bring your Medicare card. But there is no charge for the fair. Just walk in. There's going to be hundreds of giveaways, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And people should register for those. The money we're giving out, $750. And again, this is a fun time. We have 11 people on the committee. We work very hard to do this, and it's a fun event. It's a real fun event. And I guess I just wanted to say I thank Linda Dalton for being on for the last 25 years. She is the senior committee member. I'm only the junior, and I will give her full credit for this one.
And again, it's on Tuesday, October 2nd from 10 to 2. You can come at any time you want. It's free of charge. If you do want to shop, bring your Medicare card, or bring some some cash or your checkbook. And is there anything else you want him to know about the senior fair?
Well, just come, bring family and friends. It's an education program. There's things, information like reverse mortgages. The Beloit Parks and Leisure Services is going to be there giving out all kinds of information about our great park system. So come on down. We'll have information about recycling. There's going to be a lot of different things there. So please come on down. A lot of the exhibitors will also have their own free drawings. So they're going to be a chance to win a lot of different things on October 2nd.
Sure. Well, I always hear wonderful things about the senior fair. I guess I could go if I wanted to, even though I'm a recycled teenager.
Everybody's a recycled teacher on the inside there. So come on down. And again, it's Tuesday, October 2nd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Central Christian Church, 2460 Milwaukee Road.
Well, thank you, John. It's always a pleasure to interview you.
Well, it's great to be here, and come on down.
Well, that wraps up our show.
It was another fun show. John always has so much to say.
He does, and so does Kathy. I always love interviewing Kathy.
Yes, and Dave did a great job talking about the carbon monoxide detectors. One thing I forgot to ask him was where we can purchase those detectors, and apparently you can purchase them at any hardware store in the Beloit area.
Right. So you know where they are.
Yes, absolutely. I'm not going to start naming names.
So today we're at the Henry Avenue Bridge. It's a very breezy day. We're actually at Wooten Park, and we're on the dock. And if you can see behind us, it's the Ken Hendricks Memorial Bridge, which this airs in September 10th. Yes. And on September 8th, the bridge will be unveiled. So by the time you see the show, you'll be driving across the Henry Avenue Bridge if you can remember where it's at.
Oh, it's very exciting to be down here today. There's a lot of things going on. They're putting in some extra landscaping. They're planting trees. As you can see in the background, the cranes are still working hard.
Yeah, and we saw some construction also at Parker Bluff. So I'm hoping that in the next month we're going to wrap up a lot of these construction projects.
Yes, absolutely.
So as always, we'd like to thank our staff and thank Dave and his crew for helping us film the show.
And be careful where you step on the docks because we don't want to fall off.
That's right. So get your CO2 detectors, and hope you enjoyed the show.
Thank you.